Hola, 'tis I, Alycia. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing fantastico! Yes, as good as can be. So, what are we going to look at today? I want to look into Henry VIII. Such an interesting dude. I mean, yeah, he had a lot of chicks. Lots and lots of chicks. But kind of an interesting guy. I mean, it's always... I don't know about you, but I look back at these portraits and I'm like, I know they thought he was a handsome guy. Maybe for the time, I don't know. I would love to see, like, what he looks like now. Like, in terms of how we recreate. Not, I don't want to see his bones. You get my idea here. Anyhow, I thought I had a few questions I wanted to ask. And I want to start off with looking at him, looking back at his life. And... you know, his thoughts on that, and then we'll get into some other questions I have and see what we can find out. So, let's get to it. Alright, this is Mindscape's Major Arcana Tarot cards. And I want to look into how did King Henry VIII feel about his life? If you went back and reflected on the overall theme ideas of his life, what were his reflections on that? So let's see what we can find out here. All right. Oh, excuse me, I have a visitor. Please hold. Gata was trying to break into my pad. She wants to come into the mausoleum because it's a hip joint. Anyhow. Back into it. Henry VIII, Henry VIII, Henry VIII. Overall, look at your life. When you look back and say, this is your life. Thoughts, feelings, ideas on that. All right. Interesting. The Catacomb. Now, this card is not part of the Major Arcana. This is an extra card in the deck. The Catacomb. That's an interesting one. This might be reflecting upon how many people lost their lives during his reign. I think that was rumored to be like 72,000 people. Wow. That's an interesting, heavy thought. Past struggle was being the king. Always a struggle. It was a struggle for him being king and trying to be the head of the church, connecting those two things. It's such a... you're ruling with a heavy hand. There's people that are going to pass over to the other side, trying to rectify what's in the Bible with what I'm doing and finding it hard. Okay. His main concern throughout his life was women. Women. Who's going to give him an heir? Oh, that is his main concern. I need an heir. I need proof of life. It's almost like I don't matter unless I have an heir. Hold on, a visitor's coming back again. Gatas. Okay. Where were we? Oh, overriding concern. Having to have an heir. Wanting to make sure his lifeline goes on. The bloodline goes on. Very important. Interesting. His emotional state is almost like he doesn't want to dwell too deeply in emotions. Don't have time for emotions and getting caught up in emotions too deeply. Interesting. It's kind of like I'm in the moment and then I'm not really revisiting it. It's just in the moment. And we move from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. Doesn't want to get like too deep with anybody. No, not too deep with anybody. Unspoken fears. We have the moon. Interesting. People must have had a lot of secrets on him or rumors to spill. He did not want that. It's very much, I want to be in control. I am the king. I control it all. And not wanting any type of anything to get out. Wanting to keep whatever happens in the darkness stays in the darkness. Much like whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That would be his motto. His obsession, though, was feeling like, I guess that makes sense with the Hierophant, being the head of the church. This hermit, the hermit idea, I gotta go off and be by myself and connect with God and what God wants for my life. That's probably the wrong accent, so don't at me. There's some idea here that because he's the head of the church, he also has to get his downloads or, I don't know, thoughts, prayers, dreams, ideas. He has to be in sync with God as he's the head of the church. He needs to know. He's trying to make that connection. And I'm feeling like he had a troubled time making that connection. Almost like he felt like he talked to God, but he didn't know if God heard him because he couldn't hear God. His driving ambition was making shit happen. Magician. He had everything at his disposal, and everything that he wanted, he could do. Whatever I want to do, whatever I want to create, whatever I want to make happen, I make it happen. I am the creator of all. Man. Okie dokie. And his primary obstacle throughout his life was laws. What a shocker. The laws, the institutions, all of it. Because he wants to do whatever he wants to do. And there was a lot of obstacles in his way. Well, we saw how he handled that. I do what I want. Alrighty, well. Let's keep going, because this is a interesting guy. Can you imagine if he lived now? That would be something to behold. Alright, now, I want to see... Time for a little crystal chit-chat. What you are looking at is Angel Aura Rose Quartz. And this, I think, is perfect for our Henry VIII reading. This is allowing you to feel safe, to open your heart to love and accepting the love that is offered to you. So rose quartz is a stone of love that transcends time and space, and it draws love to you like a universal magnet. And the angel aura coating that you see on here that kind of gives it that rainbowy shine finish helps you to commune with the frequency of love and contentment. So helping you to accept love, to give love, to just be in the energy vibration of love. And did you know your heart chakra is your largest chakra in your body, tied to rose quartz? So if you'd like to get one of these, you can pick it up at my shop at AlyciaWicker.com. I want to see let's start with why did he have so many women? He was a ladies' man, apparently. Lots and lots of ladies. So why did Henry VIII have so many women? What was it? Just, I'm bored? I don't know. I enjoyed all their company? I don't know. Why did he have so many women? Because he's a Prince Charming. Alrighty. Got lots of money. I like to have parties. Oh, I don't think he got them all. Oh, but look. This card's funny. It looks like to me. Doesn't it look like a redheaded Elon Musk? Anyway. It's kind of like, that's just what you do. I'm the bee's knees, or whatever they would have said at the time. I'm the bee's knees here. I'm throwing all these parties. I got all the money. But it almost was like, I get what I want. I'm the king. I'm the emperor. I'm the godfather. I get what I want. But it was also a burden. It's like, I have a reputation I need to uphold. And so people like know that I'm the ladies' man. I will... Oh, so whoever's like beneath him, like all the other men, I can take your woman if I want. So there's some type of power in that for him of, yeah, it was like difficult to keep up with hanging out and knocking boots with all these ladies, but it's like I had to do it. It was a power play. It was a power play. Okay. Alrighty. I don't know if that was an actual power play back in the day. You tell me in the comments. I don't know. Now, before we get on to his other ladies, the most notable ones, want to ask, they talk about his last confession. And they say that it was for Christ to save him. Essentially, I guess, to absolve him of his sin. And I'm curious, like, were there... Well, if you go through, if you think about it, God would see everything that he did. So it's almost like he knows. There was some type of writing I saw where it said he knew he had a lot of sins. He was very weak at the time of his passing. But God would see it all. So was he truly seeking salvation in his last confession? Was he like scared? Was he... What was this motivation behind his last confession? Which I think whoever was with him, I don't know if it was an archbishop or something. I don't think it was someone from his church. But they said, do you want essentially Christ to absolve you of your sins? And I guess he squeezed his hand. So... Wow. Okay. So, this is him actually in his humility. He knows the end is nigh. Is that how they say it? The end is nigh. The end is near. He knows that the end is near, and he knows that he's stuck. There's no getting out of this. There's no amount of money or potions or whatever to get him out of this. And so he truly was wanting to be absolved of all of his sins. There's something to it. So I don't know if he maybe had conversations in his mind at the same time when he couldn't speak. Maybe at some point during the process of leaving to go the other side, we'll say. There was a recognition in him of, even I, this king, God on earth type person, even I recognize I am not as mighty as the Lord, and I need to bow down and seek forgiveness because I've done a lot of things that I really regret. It's interesting because it's almost like there's this essentially come to Jesus moment, like literally, but figuratively, where he realizes he's not immortal, that, everyone's time comes, even his. I don't know if he had this idea that, he could just live as he wanted and nothing would happen. There would be no consequences to pay, but kind of feels like that. Huh. All right. Let's see. Did he love... Jane Seymour was the one I believe he was married to when he passed. Did he truly love? They say that was the one he loved. Did he truly love Henry VIII? Did you truly love Jane Seymour? And if you haven't yet, come join me in the Moonmoth Manor. I have all the videos over there, the things I can't say over here. And if you want to be a part of the community, you can also learn some cool stuff about crystals and things like that. You can find it at my website, AlyciaWicker.com. Come into the manor, and I can see you over there. So, Henry VIII, how did you feel about Jane Seymour? Oh, ding ding. I'm not reading reversals. If you want to read reversals, do your own YouTube channel. Feels very much like she was his partner in crime. We got through so much together. I couldn't have done it without you, my love. You helped me get out of troubled waters. I don't know if he wrote poetry or thought he could. I don't know. It feels very much like if he's speaking a ode of my love to Jane. I wish we had found each other sooner, that we were connected sooner. Oh gosh, I just wish we could have. I wouldn't have been bound by previous mistakes and relationships that I had had. We'd wasted so much time, and I see everything through a new perspective. Your love has taken off my blinders. You have made me the king I am. You are my foundation. Essentially, she's the wind beneath his wings, so yeah, he just wish he had found her sooner, but oh, he was deep in the love for her. Okay. What about, how did Henry feel about Catherine of Aragon? That was his first wife, and I think she produced a female heir, but not the male. And then he eventually, voted her off the island. So, how did he truly feel about Catherine of Aragon? She's El Diablo. You tell me in the comments. I think, was this his brother's wife or he took on somebody, like he took her on like it was arranged, and it was like the weight around his neck, like I took her on as my wife, but it was just a pain in my ass the whole time she was my wife. There feels kind of like a business deal here. That's why I'm wondering, like, I think there was something like that in the history about she belonged to somebody else and her husband died or something, and so he took her on. And it feels like, I was doing my duty, and yes, I got some money out of it, or relations, or whatever he got out of it, but it was like the bane. It's just not the marriage, the wedding, the commitment, the relationship I wanted, because she's a sharp-tongued woman. It seems like she would tell him the truth, tell him things he didn't want to hear, and he didn't like that. She was just, she'll tell you like it is. She's not taking any crap, and that was a problem for him. She wasn't like in her position as the little lady. She just was too mouthy for him. She had thoughts of her own. He didn't like it. Nope, didn't like it. She just, she didn't do what she's supposed to do anyway. Had to marry her, and caused me nothing but trouble, blah, 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 blah. So, no love lost there. Alright, what did Henry VIII think about Anne Boleyn? We know he lopped her head off, and, I mean, after the lopping, he's reflecting back on Anne Boleyn. What does he think? Looking back. She's dead. Okay, well, thank you. She's a seductress. Oh, we're very happy. Gosh. We've got both kind of muerto cards here on the end. But it was happy times with her. It was happy times with her, and it was an adventurous time, and it was a sexy time, and it was a fun time, and lively. It's a very lively time with her. But it's like, almost like she was a ticking time bomb, and somehow he knew this wasn't going to end well. Oh, it's her sexy ways that got her into trouble. She eventually, her ways, okay, how he's calling her ways, her sexy ways, I don't know, her French bedroom secrets, whatever that means, it got her into trouble because she went against God, and essentially that means she went against me. It feels like he had hoped that they could make it work to move forward in the future, but then he started hearing the rumblings at home, within their court, and so he had to deal with it. Now it looks like here there's some secrets around the passing, which is interesting to me. So I want to see what secrets did we not know around her passing. All right, Henry. Secrets around Anne Boleyn's lopping. Let's pull these over here now. Again, plans, making for the future, making a decision, having the military do it for me, or whoever his men were. There's the gossip card here of, oh, 7 of Swords, sneaky snacker. What? I think there was something here where he doubted, let's pay our sneaky snacker tax though. He doubted all of the stories, or he didn't believe all the stories that were coming out against her. It's almost like, I can't believe, the House of Tudor, and I can't believe all of these stories here. But I think he's feeling pressure from those around him to lop the head off. But it feels like they were making up stories or embellishing the stories way more than they were. And he had an idea that was happening, and he couldn't figure out, like, there was almost too many stories where he couldn't find a balance, or he couldn't find a way to keep her alive. It was almost she had just done enough to do herself in here. They were just giving him all this intel, but it wasn't always true intel. And it's almost as if he feels about, I tried my best not to get sucked into this, to have this happen, but at the end of the day, when you play with fire, you're bound to get burned. So she did it herself, but I didn't believe all the stories. Okay, he didn't believe all the stories. Okay, maybe I don't know, at the time, did he fully tell everybody he believed all the stories, but he wasn't strong enough to say he didn't? Maybe that's what he is trying to intimate there. So let's see, did he have any regret about lopping off Anne's head? Did King Henry VIII, you have any regrets about Anne Boleyn? Let's see. He didn't take the decision lightly. He was hoping to treat her as this most elegant queen ever. If she, here she is. She's good in the bedroom. She was good in the court. I think if he had gotten... he didn't get a... Let me look. I am not even sure. Did Anne Boleyn produce a son? Anne Boleyn. Nope, the male was a stillborn. Okay, so it was almost like if she could have given me the male, he would have overridden all of it. He would have all the rumors and whatnot. But again, it's like you play with fire, you're going to get burned. And he had no choice but to turn his back on her. So it's not really regret. It's kind of like, well, that's just what happens. That's how it happened. That's that and whatever. So there's not really regret here. If she had produced a living male heir, he would have protected her more, because in the long run, it feels like he could have told the rest of the people in the court, you're talking about my wife. Get your wife's name out of your mouth. And he would have just shut it down, and he probably would have off with their heads too. But she didn't produce the heir, so voted off the island. Okay. Last, let's see. What does Henry VIII think of the current monarchy? What does he think? Okay. There's a lot of options as they're moving forward. He's pointing, he's making a Charles, William, kind of a package deal here. I don't know if that, let's see what else we get here. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay. He's like, it's a thing of like, we'll wait to see what happens here. However, it's almost like here's the monarchy of the past with Charles and Camilla. And it's kind of like looking at Charles, as Charles wants to kind of, like he's been waiting so long for his power, and he just wants to, be a godfather type personality and do all the like pet project ideas he's had. And Camilla's just there to support him. When he looks to William, this is where he sees a new beginning for the monarchy. There's so many ways in which to change the monarchy, and a lot of new creative ways of doing things. So he's like, Charles and Camilla are the old type of monarchy, and it's like, this feels like bleh, like boring, dumb, stale. Almost like he likes the excitement. He wants the excitement, and so he's looking forward to William and Catherine coming in. There's a lot of options for creative ways to reform, rechange, re-idealize the monarchy, and ways to move it forward. And it's almost like it'll be a shot, punch to the arm, because then you have this like fairy tale romance that people can like believe in. It'll be so romantic, and everybody will love being a part of this monarchy. This will be the next dream. So but he's talking about in moving forward, we have to wait and see what he actually does when he is king. Interesting. When he looks at Charles and Camilla, he looks at like, this is I'm just doing whatever I want to do. I don't really care about what the people think. I'm just doing what I want to do. My pet projects, I've been waiting forever. We're going to have like a college where you talk to plants and shit like that. And he sees that just it's very much about how he's going to make money and keeping money for himself. It's just he's not seeing it as the love for your people that you're serving. He's not seeing it. He's almost like, he's just over here and he's just going to do whatever the hell he wants. He's been waiting for so long, and it's all about making some more money-making ideas, opportunities that Queenie perhaps didn't want to take on, deliveries of bags of money to his house. I don't know. It's very, I just do what I want. I don't care about what the little plebes have to say. When he looks here at William's reign. William is going to bring like a transparency, a truth, a new ideas, and coming in quickly, because I don't know if that's because this Charles Camilla thing is just going to be a bunch of shit, maybe. And it's going to be a time of celebration. When he comes in, it's like it quickly changes the mood and shifts the vibration, and everybody's excited about the monarchy again. They look to William. He has all these plans for the future to revolutionize the monarchy, take it into the new future. That's interesting. It's he thinks that there's some things here where William has a lot of idealism, but he might not actually be prepared for how the dirty machinations behind the scenes are. But it looks like it's learning quickly and closing that door and moving forward, which then creates some enemies for William in closing the door on the old people, I don't mean old like elderly, but the old guard. And it's going to put him in a position where his back's up against the wall a little bit, because he's like cutting off this other energy. And it does feel like he's guided by his intuition. He follows his heart. He has a really good grasp on that. So Henry, I guess he's not really into the Charles and Camilla saga, but he's very excited to see what William could do. Wow. Okay. Well, interesting. I hope he's not excited because he thinks that Prince William's just going to start lopping heads off, but who knows? Can you imagine? Oh, there's one head. No. Anyway, I'm not even going to say it. With that, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Adios.